Good afternoon and welcome to Customer Effects Training Snippets. I'm Dale Richter, and this afternoon we're going to be talking about completing literature requests for both the SalesLogix LAN Client and the SalesLogix Web Client. You can schedule literature requests from both the LAN and the web, but you can only complete literature requests from the LAN client. So here I've opened up my LAN client for you to see. And just by going up to Tools and Literature Fulfillment, we can access the literature requests that have already been scheduled from both the web and the LAN client. On the left-hand side of this screen, we have some grouping information. So if you wish to group your literature requests by requester, or this is probably the salesperson, you can click on each person and see what they've requested. You can also, if you're sending out via FedEx or UPS, you could group them by zip code, and this might be helpful in sending these out. If you wish to go back to your original list, we'll just choose no grouping there. We can also sort by any column heading in here, of course, just by clicking on the column heading. One click would sort them in ascending order, the second click would sort them in descending order. As we highlight any one of these literature requests, if I highlight this Barton Marketing here, down in the bottom you see it actually shows the literature that should be sent out, the corporate vision booklet in the family company, and quantity of 1. Now up on the top of the screen we have a couple different buttons that we would be interested in. The first button up here is the Fulfill button. Fulfill button is if you have electronic documents that you're going to be sending out. So that when you click on Fulfill, it will actually gather those documents along with your cover sheet and labels if you choose to print labels, and print them all out together. Now if you have hard documents that are already in your storage room that you just wish to send out, you would use the Complete button. This will actually just complete your activity and mark it as completed on the contact's record. And we'll see that in just a moment. And then of course we have a Reject button here also, so if we do not have the literature anymore and we wish to reject it, we can just click on Reject it. It will mark that literature request as rejected, and the salesperson would have to create another literature request if they wanted to send something else out. Then lastly, the last button there is Refresh, so as we're working through here and completing literature requests, if we need to refresh the window, we can certainly do so. Just underneath that we have Print Labels. So if you wish to print your labels at the same time as the literature requests, in that drop-down box all your different Avery labels are listed there. Now these are just crystal reports. As we see in the beginning of each label, it says CRW, meaning Crystal Report Writer. So if we need to adjust any of these, we would adjust those through the architect, through the report writer. So with this Barton Marketing highlighted for J. Smith, we have that corporate vision. It's a booklet stored in the storage room. I can go get that, and then I'm just going to go up here and click on Complete. When I complete that, you see that that disappears from my list of literature requests. So I'm just going to go over here to Contacts now, down the left-hand side of the screen. And I'm going to look up Smith. It was J. Smith here at Barton Marketing. I'll double-click and pull that record up. And I'll pull this Literature Request tab up into the middle part of the screen here, so we can see our literature request that was requested on 4/18/2007. The description now, and the status now says completed, and the completed date of today, 2010, February 11th. So, to complete literature requests again, you'll go to the Tools menu, choose Literature Fulfillment, highlight the literature request that you want to fulfill. At the bottom of the screen, it will list out exactly what you need to put in that literature request. You can choose to print labels or not. You'll fulfill that if they're electronic documents, and you'll complete them if they're hard documents that you already have stored. Once you click on complete, that literature request disappears from the list, and you can go check on that back on your contact records here in the literature requests tab. This webinar has been about completing literature requests for both the SalesLogix LAN Client and the SalesLogix Web Client. Remember, you can schedule those literature requests in both of those clients, but the fulfillment can only be done from the LAN Client. Thank you for joining me this afternoon, and have a great day.